Okay, hi guys. So there is this saying that people, when you talk to a lot of creative people, they talk to you that they are perfectionists, that they try to perfect their sound, they try to perfect a whole lot of things. And over the years, I've kept on saying that as a creative person, your goal is not to reach perfection, but your goal is actually to have excellence. And I will explain this to you. If you understand what perfection is almost like a perfect state where nothing can be added to that thing or where nothing else can be done as regard that situation or that particular thing that you have created, where everything about it is just perfect. It doesn't need an update, it doesn't need anything. That is the context that I'm speaking from. And I have also found that does not actually exist. It's an illusion in the mind of a whole lot of people that they want to create the perfect sound, they want to create the perfect mix, they want to create the perfect that. And at the end of the day, you keep wasting time, you don't get to do what you ought to do because you are so obsessed with the idea of perfection where there's no blemish to it, there's no mistake to it. In fact, let me say this. Excellence, I embrace excellence more because excellence is what is good for now, which can be better later, which means an upgrade can actually come to it, which means that an update can actually come to it. If you check creativity itself, creativity is almost like updating what already exists. That is information about what already exists, knowledge about what already exists, putting the two of them together to create something new. That is what creativity is. So if I finish work on a particular thing that I'm trying to create, that nobody can recreate, you know that the day that thing, even let's say you're able to achieve what is it called? Perfection. The day that thing expires, what next? So for me, creativity should be seen from the place of excellence. How you do little things, the little that you put into things, and even the way that you think just to make things better, having at the back of your mind that there should always be room for improvement, there should always be room for an update, because most people that work towards perfection, they fight the people that works with them, because at the end of the day, the idea only exists in their head. It's always very hard and very frustrating for those perfect ideas to actually be battered. Those perfections should be battered. Even God, I always say this, that God that created the Garden of Eden, if you read it, it was described as an excellent place, not as a perfect place. Even God that created the Garden of Eden had a serpent in it, which is a form of imperfection. So perfection is not the goal. In fact, imperfection is beautiful. In imperfection, you see something that needs to be done. You see something that can make it a bit better, that leads to excellence, which is what actually drawn men. If you look at it also from this point that for everything that was created, they are also created with the ability to be recreated, which is why God created the tree. We as human beings, we saw chairs, we saw furniture, we saw books, we saw a whole lot of things that we could make from trees. So don't always get yourself frustrated with that part of trying to create something that is so perfect that should not be recreated again, that will just be that. It doesn't really happen. And if it eventually happens to you, it might just be only you that is useful for. So every time we create, let us create systems around ourselves to help us manage excellence rather than looking for an elusive perfection in anything. I think the only thing that is perfect is God and His will. So I would say, and I will encourage every creative guy, is that either you are doing music, or you even not just if you are doing music, even if you are a leader in whatever sphere of life that you find yourself, always look at how to help people to be creative by leaving room for mistakes, leaving room for imperfection, leaving room for them to make their mistakes and learn from those mistakes. In situations whereby we don't create room, we don't leave for room for mistake, we don't want people to make mistakes. In fact, they make more mistake when we create such atmosphere. So the atmosphere should be an atmosphere where people can make mistakes and learn from their mistakes and get better. They are mistake. You are taking a step, but you just missed that particular one. It will lead you to how to do it or how not to do it again. So as creative people, as leaders, as creative leaders, as business owners and all of that, don't be scared to make mistakes. Don't be scared to allow people to express themselves on whatever you are creating, all in the quest for, I want a perfect sound, I want a perfect act, I want a perfect whatever picture, a perfect whatever, because it doesn't really exist. If you look at most of the good product that we use, the likes of Apple and Samsung and all of that, there is always an update coming up. And that update, like Wasabi said, you have to be up to date to actually know what the update is. So I would say that, in fact, a lot of companies are fizzling away because they are not ready. They are not available to actually make a change. Perfect people don't always want to change. They just want to believe that that particular way, that particular thing, the way they do it is the best way, that it can never be. And before you know it, an update will come that will make people move away from the way you do. You have always been clamoring that it should be done, or the way that you have been doing it. If perfection is the goal for you, I think you might need to rethink it. Excellence is a better goal to go for. In your quest for excellence, you are going to see a lot of impossibilities that will be made possible. Even in your quest for excellence, sometimes the way you are thinking about it, by the time you start doing the thing, you will notice that there is even a better way to do it, and you will be able to embrace it. But if you go with a perfection mindset, you might just be stuck to the way you want to do it and all of that. So I am encouraging you, a music producer, a musician, a songwriter, an actor, or whatever that you do in the creative space, or you are a leader, that you have people working for you, an entrepreneur, whatever that you are, please go for excellence, not really perfection. Look at the small details. Look at how that thing can be cleaner. Look at how it can be better. Look at how that line can be straight. Look at how some of those things, by the time you start doing all of these little things, I think it will all amass, and it's going to give you that greatness that you are looking for. Nigeria today is struggling with the dollar, and I can tell you that the day that every Nigerian creator, every Nigerian business starts to pay attention to excellence, it will get better, that we will not need to be going outside of Nigeria to buy some of these things that are making us to rely so much on the dollar, that we can now use more of the naira. So if as a nation, we can also push the value of excellence, which is, by the way, something that I also learned, not just around, it's something that I learned even in church. It will go a long way to help the country. And I'm not saying that we should just be doing things excellently. I'm saying we should be excellent people. We should be excellent people, not just doing, but to be excellent, so that by the time you are excellent, everything that you are doing will be excellent. And I know that, well, for some of us that are Christians, I know a lot of us pray for the spirit of excellence. Yes, you can do things that people will see you like Daniel and say that, yes, there is an excellent spirit in this person. There is not that one spirit, somebody will just put hand on you and excellence will just jump on you like that. No, but it comes even from the place of a mindset that needs to change, which means there are a lot of things that we might need to unlearn, a lot of things that we might need to learn, a lot of things that we might need to relearn. And remember, the things that you know are the hardest to learn. But unfortunately, there are always updates about what you already know. So there is a need to be humble as babies to actually learn new and excellent way of doing things. And we need to keep creating excellent. We need to keep creating excellent things, by the way. And simplicity is also a major function of excellence, where things are not complicated and all of that. So till next time that we get to talk, I'll just tell you guys, keep it excellent. No need to kill yourself on being perfect. Even myself, I'm not perfect. Thank you, guys. Yeah.